Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining for this special New Year version of our weekly intention activation session. So, what we're going to do in essence, we're just going to tune into our hearts, relax, remind ourselves of the vision that we have for our future. We'll have a little contemplation review of last year, what worked well, what didn't work so well for us. And then based on that, we'll imagine a perfect version of the year to come. That's just started actually. And and make it the best possible aligned version, aligned with what we want to achieve for our future. And and then we'll have a little process so that we have an easier access to new possibilities, opportunities, and synchronicities as we move into the new year. So that's what we're doing in essence. And on these words, all you have to do is just close your eyes in a seated, comfortable position and follow my voice. There will be times where there will be silence. This is just to give you time to process the different parts and the contemplation. And at every stage, I will move us forward throughout the different steps. So it should be enjoyable. If at any stage you need to move, you can do that. It doesn't disrupt the practice at all. So, okay, so on these words, just make yourself comfortable on your seat. And then whenever you're ready, close your eyes. And first, notice the weight of your body where you are, and the weight of your feet on the ground. You can even press your feet on the floor a little bit more to make yourself more conscious of the weight of your feet. And use that as a moment to connect with the earth underneath us, with that intention to connect and ground yourself. Just having a moment of connection with the earth. And then once this is done, now let's move our attention and focus all the way up into your legs and your abdomen and then your chest, and landing all of your attention now here in your chest, in the center of your chest, into your heart. And here you can place one of your hands over your heart if you want, feeling that sensation of touch, your hand touching the area of your heart. And you can also tune in to either the sounds or the sensations of your heart beating in your chest. A little bit as if you could hear the inner sounds of your body. All of that is just to connect with the heart. And once you feel you've established that connection, I'm going to invite you to imagine or visualize as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart. Imagining the flow of your breath entering your heart when you breathe in, and the flow of your breath flowing out from your heart when you breathe out. And while you keep visualizing this flow coming in and out from your heart, now I'm going to invite you to breathe in a little bit slower and a little bit deeper than you usually do. So keep visualizing the flow of your breath flowing in and out through your heart. But do that in a way that is a little bit slower and a little bit deeper than your normal breath. Extending your in-breath a little bit. Stretching your out-breath a little bit as well. While you keep imagining, visualizing the flow of your breath entering and exiting your heart. And we're going to keep breathing like this for a minute or two in silence. And I'll let you know when we're ready for the next step. Just enjoy this slow, deep breath. Slow, deep breath. Your breath flowing in and out through the heart. Okay, so with this slow, deep breath, you might already feel a sense of calm that has come over you. And we're going to take advantage of this calm, neutral state to first remind ourselves of the trajectory that we want to have for our future. So just remind yourself of the vision that you have for your future, whether you're very clear on the vision that you have for your life, or if that's a little bit too far away or maybe a little bit too abstract, remind yourself of some goals that you have a little bit closer in time, or remind yourself of the values that you have, what's important to you. Just remind yourself where you desire to move towards in the future. What's important. And even beyond this year, what is your general trajectory that you want to have throughout your life? Okay, and once we've done that, now we're going to have a little contemplative review of 2025. Last year, what worked well for us already, that already moved us a little bit closer to what's important to us for the future, but also what didn't work as well as we hoped, and the things that maybe we will want to change or course correct this year. So last year, notice everything that on one hand we want to nurture and maintain and expand on, and on the other hand, everything else that we think we would be better off either letting go or changing, course correcting, and all of that without harsh judgments, just with objectivity. This is good, I want to keep it. This wasn't, and I want to change it. So again, for the next few minutes, looking at all the areas of your life that are important to you: personal life, work life, spiritual life, health, leisure, everything. Give yourself a honest but blameless review of last year. So again, we'll do this in silence for the next few minutes, and I'll let you know when we are ready for the next step. Blameless, non-judgmental review. What worked well? What do you want to keep? What didn't work so well? What would you rather change? Another minute, another minute or so, contemplating what worked well last year, what is already aligned with your vision that you want to keep and nurture, and what do you rather change or let go of or course correct. Okay, now after reviewing what did work well, what did not, ask yourself as well, are there things that would be totally new that you would love to welcome in your life that were absent from last year? You've seen what worked and what didn't, but maybe what wasn't there at all that you would love to see entering your experience now. Give yourself a moment. Are there things that were missing from last year that you'd want to add now in any area of your life? Or maybe is there an area of your life that you haven't nurtured at all last year that would need more attention this year? Just ask yourself and notice, is there something new that you would want to embrace or welcome this year? Okay, and now let's ask ourselves this question: how well last year was already aligned with what we want for our future? And was it already mostly on track and we need a couple adjustments? Or does it look like is not pointing towards what's most important to us? Just getting a general sense whether we're already mostly aligned. Are we going in a direction that's not quite where we want to really go? Just to have, again, without judgment, just to have that awareness about what's important and how much redirection we might need this year in order to hit our goals and to manifest our deeper vision, our deeper desires. Okay, so once you've got a sense of your current alignment, now we are gonna make sure that we're crafting a version of 2026 that is gonna get us even closer to what's important to us, the vision that we have for our life. And to do that, and that's the fun part, let's invite our imagination to play with us for a moment. And now we're gonna really imagine widely what this year can look like, feel like, and sound like if it's totally aligned and has all of the ingredients that are necessary for us to be fully aligned with our vision. So what can the year look like, sound like, and feel like when everything works somehow in our favor, when all of the best possible scenarios are happening? And in order to help us through this imagination part, I always suggest that you start imagining yourself first, yourself in your best possible version, the best possible mental and emotional state that you enjoy being in. Whether it's passion, motivation, excitement, creativity, curiosity, innovation, whatever it is for you, what inner state would you love to exude throughout the year? And so imagine yourself in this state first, and a state that will allow you to generate a flow of positivity, a flow of creativity, a flow of opportunities. So take a moment to first imagine yourself in that best possible version of you. And from there, then imagine, what do you create? What do you generate? What do you make happen? What decisions you make, what actions you take when you're in that flow. So start with that, start with yourself. What do you see yourself doing? What do you see yourself creating, achieving when you operate at your best like that? How are you gonna navigate this new year? Imagining yourself in this flow. What do you see yourself doing? How does it feel? What decisions are you making? What connections are you creating with other people? Imagining the best possible scenarios for 2026, starting with yourself. Visualizing, imagining yourself, this best possible version, generating a flow of positivity and creativity, productivity if you want as well. And as you imagine everything that you can possibly create from this state, you're going to notice that your flow is somehow contagious. It is spreading out all around you. It is impacting everything and everyone around you in a positive way. And when that happens, how do you see the year evolving? When the flow that you create also impacts positively everyone around you. What doors does that open, not only for you, but for other people? What opportunities does that create for yourself and other people? What possibilities does that open for everyone? And as you're imagining, noticing how your flow impacts others, I'm inviting you to also imagine how this will come back to you in various shapes or forms, opportunities, synchronicities, because your flow influenced others, who influenced others, who influenced others, and that creates a global collective flow of positivity that eventually comes back to you tenfold. What you input into your life, into the field, into the community, is coming back in the form of new opportunities and possibilities. What could they be? So imagine and have fun imagining what that could look like this year. All that positive impact that you've had, how it's coming back to you, how it's snowballing, what ripple effects it's been creating. You can also imagine how it ripples for other people, impacting them, improving their lives, improving the community at large. When that happens, how does your year look like and sounds like and feels like? Having such a positive impact and noticing the rewards, the fruits that it's bearing for yourself and for others. Again, imagining opportunities, synchronicities, possibilities that will open up for you and your loved ones this year. What could that look like? What are you achieving directly, but what are you also creating indirectly? Just because you've generated a flow that benefits everybody. And also imagine the unexpected surprises, unexpected connections, maybe meeting new people, new ideas, things you'd never thought were possible before. Just allow yourself to dream and imagine. What could that be? How would that make your year more fun, more vibrant? Let your imagination run wild. Imagine yourself being surprised, being happily surprised. Imagine yourself being overwhelmed with gratitude for new possibilities, new experiences. What does that look like? What does that sound like? What does that feel like? And now I would also invite you to set an intention that you're also open to welcome into your experience possibilities that you're not even yet able to imagine. You've pushed your imagination to the max. There's so much more possible that we're not yet able to fathom. So let's set that intention that this year, when such opportunities enter our experience, we will recognize them for what they are, because they might look very different from what is familiar to us. We'll recognize them and we'll be open to welcome them into our life. So let's open our mind to receiving even more than what it can imagine right now. And once you've done that, I'm going to invite you to notice how you are feeling. How does it feel now that you've imagined the best possible version of this year? How do you feel in it? And remember, your mind doesn't really know the difference between what's real or imagined. So right now, it's all very real. And so how does it feel? Is it a familiar feeling that you can name? You can put a word, a name to it? Or is it something more subtle that you feel in your body? You're not quite sure what it is, but definitely it feels good. So in any case, we are gonna make these sensations, these feelings stronger. We're gonna build up a bubble of strong, positive energy, and then we'll use it to carve the new reality. So first, I'm going to invite you to imagine again as if these feelings, these sensations that you're feeling right now, they're flowing in and out directly through your heart with each breath. However you're feeling, just imagine these sensations are flowing in and out through your heart now with each breath. Every time you breathe in, you're feeling these sensations entering your body through your heart. And it makes your body vibrating to the tune of these sensations. Every time you breathe in, you feel them even more powerfully inside your body. And every time you breathe out, imagine, visualize as if these sensations are oozing out, radiating out from your heart into the space around you and in front of you. Every time you breathe in, just feel these sensations entering your heart, flowing through your heart into your body with more strength. Every time you breathe out, imagine, visualize these sensations flowing out from your heart into the space in front of you and around you, as if it's a flashlight that illuminates the space in front of you. And with each cycle of breath, the flashlight gets brighter and brighter. Every time you breathe in, you feel these sensations with more power and warmth inside, and every time you breathe out, it's as if these sensations color and light up the space in front of you with more vibrancy, more power. With each cycle of breath, these sensations get stronger and stronger. You feel them more and more inside of yourself. And they're radiating out further and further and brighter outside of yourself into the space around and in front of you. With each cycle of breath, they become so strong, stronger and stronger and brighter, to the point that they're now like a laser beam oozing out from your body, from your heart. A laser beam that has such power that it is now literally carving out a portal right in front of you. A portal like in your favorite sci-fi movie, a doorway, an opening into the space in front of you, opens up onto the new version of the year, a version of the year that is perfectly aligned and full of opportunities that support your vision for your life. So now, as you imagine this portal being created in front of you, you realize that it's not just a portal in space, it's a portal in time. And you're about to step through that portal and enter a version of time and space that is fully aligned with your deepest desires. So now I'm going to invite you to imagine in your mind's eyes as if you're taking a few steps towards the portal, and now entering through the portal, stepping in, and now you're on the other side. And on the other side of the portal, you just realize that the portal has closed behind you. So the past timeline, the past version of reality has now dissolved, and you are now facing the version of the year that is available to you in full alignment with your vision. So allow yourself a moment to feel this connection with this new timeline, this new reality. You're starting this new path, this new version of 2026, a version of it that holds every possibility that is aligned with your vision, your desired for your future, a version where you're in the flow, a version where your flow impacts everyone else and the world in a positive way. And you're now ready to step onto this path. So just notice how you're feeling, taking a few deep breaths through your heart. This time knowing that you're breathing all of these new connections, all of these new possibilities. You're breathing them into yourself and you're feeling this connection to the core of your body. You're now in the new version of the year, the new version of you. And now we want to anchor this new version into yourself for you to keep and make sure that you can remind yourself of this connection anytime, anywhere, when you need it. So to do that, we're going to create an anchor, a physical anchor. And it's very easy. I'm going to invite you to join your thumb and index finger on your right hand first. Just touching your thumb and index finger on your right hand, pressing your fingers together and noticing all of the sensations of touch between your fingers. And once you've done that, now I'm going to invite you to join your thumb and index finger on your left hand, pressing your fingers together, feeling all of these sensations of touch and pressure between your fingers. And now I'm going to invite you to do that with both hands together at the same time, pressing your fingers together, and this time finding the point of perfect equilibrium between the pressure of your left hand and right hand. This sensation of pressure between your fingers. Focus on having it exactly the same between your right hand and your left hand. All of your focus is now on finding that point of equal pressure between the fingers of both your hands. And as you're doing that, your mind is now fully present. It has no choice but to be fully present, 100% present on this moment in time, this moment in your new reality. Your mind has no choice but to release the grip from the past. Everything that doesn't serve you from the past, your mind is now releasing it. It has no choice but to be fully present in this new reality, in this new version of your timeline, in this new version of you and your new year. And so now, every time you need to remind yourself, your mind, your body, that you are onto this path, all you need to do is bring your thumbs and index fingers on both hands together. Find that point of pressure, focus on it for a moment, and that's it. It is your anchor, it is your reminder of where you are right now, connected with this new version of you and this new version of 2026 for you, this new version of life, this new version of your timeline. So if you want to, you can release your anchor and play with it for a moment, bringing your fingers back together, anchoring yourself again, just so that you get the hang of it. Anytime you need it, all you need to do is bringing your fingers together on both hands, finding that point of pressure, and it is bringing you back instantly into this timeline. Okay. So once you've done that a few times, training you to anchoring yourself back, now you can release it one last time, as we are now ready to bring ourselves back. And to do that, let's rub our hands together until they're warm. And we're going to place them at the top of our head. And now we're going to proceed to touch our bodies to remind ourselves of the boundaries of our own physical bodies. And starting at the top, so going down through our face and the back of our heads, our neck, our shoulders, our arms, and then going back at the top of our shoulders, touching the front of our body this time, our chest, abdomen, and then going back under our armpits and touching the sides of our body, our rib cage down to our hips. And as much as we can, trying to touch our back from as high as we can up until our hips, our thighs, our knees, our legs, all the way down to our feet, if possible. If you can touch your feet, it's great. If you cannot, it's okay. Just press your feet into the ground again, like we've done at the start. Feeling that connection with the earth, with the ground, one last time. A reminder of our connection with the earth, and maybe sending a last thought of gratitude to the earth for allowing our whole existence onto this plane. And once you've done all that, take your time before opening your eyes again. Take a few more deep breaths and really take your time. If you can give yourself a few more minutes to just relax before going back into your day, that would be perfect. And thank you so much. And just know you'll have the recording of this session. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow, so you can listen to it again and again as many times as you wish. And on these words, I wish you all a happy new year, the best version, a version that's well aligned. And thank you so much. I might see you next week for our weekly session starting again on Mondays. Bye, everybody.